Hey everyone, I have some interesting content to share with you guys today. There is a GDC Game Developer Conference video from 2015 that was recently uploaded to the GDC's official YouTube channel. I'll link the presentation down below, but there are a few segments in the video that showcase early prototypes and concepts from the Saints Row and Red Faction games. I'm going to let the different videos play without commenting at all so you can watch and enjoy. Once the entire video is done, I want to analyze some of the different trailers that were shown and kind of compare it to what we got at release. Also in this conference, it was confirmed that THQ was responsible for the direction Saints Row was going. Saints Row 4 was going in a completely different direction, but THQ decided to take what was good from the Enter the Dominatrix expansion pack for Saints Row 3 and to put it into Saints Row 4. That's going to be at the very end, along with their original proof of concept of what Saints Row 4 would be about. Anyway, that's it for this intro, and I hope you enjoy.
So actually part of the result, up here, this is a map of Saints Row Vertical Slice, the environment. It was ultimately called Phase 5 because it took 5 months to do it. It's a one section of the city, approximately 4 blocks. In the next clip, I'm going to show you some gameplay footage from Phase 5 from Saints Row 1. Full disclosure, the clip is actually 1 month after the latest documentation I could find on the Saints Row 1 Vertical Slice. But everyone I spoke with on Saints Row 1 says that the footage is indeed from this deliverable. That rather brisk frame rate has not been altered or sped up in any way, I promise. Without further ado, here's the Saints Row 2 vision piece. This one does have audio.
Close my eyes
I think everything in here had its own collision. It looks a lot better than Saints Row 2 for sure, but I don't know if like its own geometry and collision for each of those individual assets was the right thing, and we'll certainly talk about that a little bit more. So that slide will come into play a little bit later. Feel what would the transitions look like. I mean, this clip is one of the many design vertical slices we made, but it was a good one to show.
Listen, Julius, you've made some bad choices, but you're a good man. Let me help you out.
What do you want?
I want this...
Okay, so it would be good. Again, I talked about this last year, but it's so wonderfully amazing it bears repeating. Saints Row 3rd team was working on this standalone expansion pack after Saints Row the 3rd shipped. It was called Enter the Dominatrix. Enter the Dominatrix was going to be in the same city as Saints Row the 3rd, but limited to new features and tech. The standout features were superpowers and aliens, and the core of that game was basically the Saints in the Matrix with aliens. The superpowers were fun, the title was shaping up, and then for business reasons, THQ decided to take what was best about Enter the Dominatrix and then add it to Saints Row 4. But Saints Row 4 was originally doing its own thing. It was a separate and larger team going in a direction without superpowers. So effectively, the original Saints Row 4 team got word they needed to take some, in quotes, of what we had in Enter the Dominatrix and add it to their game. But they didn't get extra time to do that. Basically, they had 1 year from the time that decision was made to combine the two games. That's not a lot of time to be like adding something like superpowers and aliens in your game. But on a positive note, Enter the Dominatrix was really far along, and it could be a rather wonderfully, marvelously fleshed out vertical slice for the Saints Row 4 team. Fun facts, Saints Row 4, before the addition of superpowers, the original design called for warring tribes that were headed up by historical figures. These figures were brought to life through cloning, through Ultor, one of the main bad guy corporations there, and it included the likes of Genghis Khan, Hitler, and Cleopatra. Alas, they never made it in the final game. That could have been an interesting mechanic there.